WGPR Detroit HD2.
You're watching WHPS, Highland Park, Detroit. The views and opinions expressed on the following show are not necessarily the views and opinions of WHPS, its affiliates, management, or sponsors.
You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones and We're hot, and this is the Talk Beat Jones, and I am Billy E. Jones, and want to thank you for being with us today. And everything starts local. Everything starts local. And family, we are speaking about what is going on in Detroit. And want to thank you again for telling your friends about Talk Beat Jones, and I want to thank the family for sticking with the program of Talk Beat Jones. I started off letting you know I had been gone for a minute. Had a little situation, not a little situation, but a bad situation with my animal, my dog, and had to take care of my dog. For, like I said, animal owners, you know what I'm talking about. That's my baby. So what I did was had to make sure that he was taken care of, got his operation, and he's on the road to recovery. So now my mind can come back on doing what I need to do, which is what? It is to take care of you on the Talk Beat Jones. I want to just take time and spend the day, this time, going through the election results for those who are looking, wondering who won, who lost, and what is the situation. But I want to start off first by saying, to the folks who have been dogging in whatever way they're doing President Biden, we went through a situation with Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, and folks was dogging Hillary Clinton, and we got Donald Trump. Well, family, folks is wanting to talk about what they were promised and what they didn't get, and that's true. But you're also looking at the fact that when people talk about playing chess and checkers, I think some of our leaders are playing checkers because you're saying, I make this move and I expected to have that move made for me. Family, you've looked at the fact that Republicans have been playing chess. They've been blocking everything, blocking or stalling everything, and knowing one thing would happen. Folks would get impatient because they feel that the promises that was made was not being kept. So what are we doing? What did they start doing? They started dogging out Joe Biden, the president. And what are you doing? You're opening the door for the Trumpites. First person that we know of, that I know of, as I step to the microphone, is the persons in Virginia. So now we have a new Trumpite in Virginia. Will this be the beginning of the situations with Trump taking over again, or his people taking over? It's going to be kind of very interesting to see the responses of some of my black leaders and your responses in terms of the conversations that you may have. I'm worried. I'm very worried. And I believe that you should be very worried as well. It's not a good time to look at, did we get what we needed? Nah, we didn't get what we needed, so let's just get this man out of office. You're opening the door. You're opening the door, family. Remember, there was only a 50-50 chance that things was going to pass, and anything could knock it over, and it has happened. Well, let's look at our local news. I'm going to read from you because you need to know there were some upsets. There were some upsets. People that I'm not even familiar with are now our council people. But we do understand that the person running Detroit is whom? It is, drum roll, drum roll, drum roll, drum roll, drum roll, Duggan. It is Duggan. You've got Duggan for another 4 years. How about that? You've got Mayor Duggan for another 4 years, and it wasn't even close. And I want to go along with this question, family. We talk about when are we going together and how things will change when we get together, as we come together. And, we talk about when black folks come together, etc. But I asked the question, how many times during these particular elections or political times are we looking at our African brothers, our brothers from Africa who are here, who have the right to vote? Or do they have the right to vote? And do we find that, do they bring their power of the cohesiveness of being together as a group of people? Do they take that and deal with the actual black folks who are native black folks in America? I'm not seeing that type of push. And I ask the question because when we say, when we come together, as we come together, we talk about all of our people. They say if you're black, period. In this reparation situation, I was told that President Obama and Vice President Kamala would not qualify for reparations because they are not classified as black in that particular setting. How about that? So what are we going to do? How are we going to work this? What's happening? What's happening? I'll tell you this. We're going to go and find it says newcomers Johnson, Santiago, and Romero. Santiago Romero is elected. How is that? How is that? But the greatest upset, gotcha. I appreciate that, my brother. I was wondering. Great people here. I was wondering, who is going to be the at-large candidate in terms that's going to win? I was wondering. And now we know. Still waters run deep. They run deep. You now have Mary Waters is now your council person at large. Mary Waters is now your council person at large. Wait a minute. Who do I see? Do I see you? Is that her? Can I believe, is that her? Oh, I'm saved, because now we'll have the ability to talk about Detroit and, of course, our local election. I believe I have Miss Broden here. Is that Miss Broden? Yes. Family, get ready, because I see that the host that's going to be able to break it down for you is here on the Talk Beat Jones as we're going into the direction. I'm so pleased and so happy that now I won't have to read all this. I do not believe I'm going to have to read all this. I got it together because the team is on board now. And if you call, we're going to take one call at a time, allow that call to complete, and then we'll go to another call, but we're not going to try to go caller and put another call on hold. So get ready to talk to Miss Michelle Broughton. And again, this is the Talk Beat Jones, and you'll see the for real Talk Beat Jones as we moving forward. I am so pleased to announce to you the new beginning of the Talk Beat Jones. And so prepare yourself, get ready to listen, to hear, to be directed by the fantastic. I'll let her tell you who she is and what she's about before she goes into the program. Miss, go right ahead, introduce yourself and take it over.
Good morning, family.
Microphone, which microphone is that?
Uh-oh.
There you go.
Talking to it. Okay, I'm sorry. Good morning, family. I'm happy and honored to be here.
Come back to the top two shot, Flip.
I'm Michelle Broughton.
There you go.
And I apologize, but sometimes our neighbors are not as neighborly as they need to be. And so I was blocked. And then they're looking at me like it's my fault. It's my driveway. You're blocking me. I need you to move so people can get where they want to go. But personally, sometimes don't want to say anything because people are so ready to shoot you, cuss you out, stuff like that.
That's right.
And it's my neighbor.
That's right.
But like I'm interfering and they're not going anywhere, but they're blocking my driveway. So that was my issue this morning. But I'm safe. I hope everyone else is safe. And I'm so happy to be here.
Okay. He wants you right there.
right here.
Your
And you
neighbors,
still might have to read the paper because that is actual fact. I worked the streets last night. I am a precinct delegate, proud precinct delegate over 34 years. Worked the streets, got snowed on, got rained on outside in the cold from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. I know what? My two candidates won.
your candidates won?
Both of them.
Both of them.
We are dynamic. See, they were smart. They knew to call on the precinct delegates.
But wait.
What
Tell
am
us,
I waiting
who
for?
are your winners? Who are your winners? Who are your winners? I mean, you got me like this. I mean, this is fresh. I want to know who was your people.
So, City Council, District 2, you have Angela Calloway, my sister.
What?
Yes. She dethroned Roy McAllister.
Oh, no. I'm going to let you go. But, I mean, I was looking at that last night, and I said, wait a minute. Is this real? I mean, he is way behind.
It's real. It's the power of
Roy.
your sorority sisters getting it together. It's the power of the precinct delegates. She was smart enough to say, hey, there are precinct delegates, and what do? What's their responsibility? So she called a meeting. She explained to everybody. She's a friend of mine, so I knew her already.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
sorry. And she told them her story.
Come on now.
She asked them if after her story, if they believed in her, could they work on her campaign? We were raising money. We didn't have a lot of money to pay folks. And they believed in her story. They volunteered.
Wow.
She talked to them like they were important, because people forget, as a precinct delegate, we run for office too, and you vote for us too. So we are actually elected officials.
Okay.
But nobody respects a precinct delegate. Some people do.
So you had
Angela
to get-
Calloway did.
So you're saying you have to get votes as a precinct delegate to win.
That's right.
So you have that experience.
Oh, definitely.
Tell us about it more. Continue your story, please.
So I just appreciate when candidates that want a position know their resources, know their resources.
That's kind of deep.
If you want to work for the people, then you have to reach out to the people.
Come on,
That's all of them.
teach us.
That's seniors. They can make phone calls for you. That's your high school students. Those are your foot soldiers. But you also have to groom them because those are also your next candidates, your mayor, your city council. But we as adults need to train them and show them and respect them. Then you have all of your other resources, your families, your friends, your neighbors, but you have to tell your story. You have to make it plain and clear, and you have to love what you're doing so people can actually see that you're transparent, that you're serious, and that you're going to do the job.
Come on.
Not talk about and not be about to talk.
Because Mr. McAllister, he had ran a couple of times.
He ran a lot of times.
A lot of times before he won.
Mm-hmm.
And this was his first time defending his turf.
Yes.
And he didn't hold on.
No.
But he was a tough candidate going through because, again, he has a vast amount of experience in doing things.
Correct.
So the technique that you used, because you were one of the persons that was running that campaign.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, excuse me, explain to him, talk to him, because this is your, see, today, family, I want you to understand, this is what we're talking. We're not doing this cross country, this cross from one state to another state situation, we're going local. I talked with my advisor. We're going local. And in going local, that means that Miss Michelle Broughton is the expert. Tell them a little bit about you before you get into breaking down all of the other candidates, because I want you, this is your show today. Your show today. And I want you to tell them what it is, and we're going to break down the races here.
Okay, real briefly. I started a long time ago. My mother and father, I have a mother and a father. Our father's no longer with us.
Okay.
But both were active in the community. And I was always told, you do not have an opinion if you do not participate. You have to participate. So, as a young precinct delegate or a young Democrat, we were the Young Dems, under the tutelage of Buddy Battle. So if you are a Detroiter, you know who Buddy Battle is. So it's been a long time coming. Out of high school, I ran the first time as an 18-year-old for a precinct delegate and won in that precinct. And started going to all the community meetings, or actually the block club meeting, then the bigger community meeting. And at the time, it was the congressional district. It was the first congressional district, which is now the 14th. They keep changing the numbers. So very active. I'm an educator I work at Detroit Public Schools. I have children. They're all grown. And yesterday, they all went and voted for my candidates. I'm also a grandmother, and my grandson was he's only 17, but guess what? He worked the polls from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. And he was so happy because the person he worked for was the winner.
I mean, you're so giddy today.
So now he can't wait next year to be 18 to vote, and then we'll be doing a governor thing, and that's
so
another
that training
whole story.
that goes through your family is continuing, passing it forward.
We always take the babies to the polls because we have to show them. It's one thing if you tell them, but it's another thing you have to show them. If you want them to read, you sit down like my grandfather did, and you read the comics in the newspaper. After you get done, you make sure that your child has a favorite book, and you read it to the child, and then have the child read it to you. And that's how you might try and get started, but it works.
Oh,
trust me.
by the way, my father, when I mentioned to him that you were going to be here today, he said make sure he watches the show, watches you, listens to you, that he would be watching the program Sunday to watch you, and that he is a strong fan of Miss Michelle Broughton.
Hello, thank you.
So hi, Dad. I let
Hi,
him know.
Dad.
Mr. Isaac is his name.
Hi, Mr. Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome.
Mm-hmm. So please continue. I mean, this is because family. We talked about this almost 2 years plus ago, before Mr. Isaac Robinson, Representative Isaac Robinson died. We talked about
Right.
moving forward with this and what we have here. We have a gem that is going to be the development of the movement, the true movement politically in Detroit. We have that person that can help right here before she makes her leap. and I'm keep pushing it. When are you gonna make that leap? But she is the person that's the background, that consultant that is making other folks greater. So please talk to the people
Right.
about your people.
And so we work really hard. I'm talking about precinct delegates, folks. I always work hard.
Yes.
If you tell me your story, if I believe in you, if I believe that you will represent the citizens, the Detroiters that don't have a voice, if you would be that voice for them, then I'm going to work hard for you to be successful. So also, I have a disclaimer.
Give it to me.
To be totally transparent, 4 years ago, when it was Cushenberry at the time had the seat, and there was a lot of controversy in District 2, we worked for Roy McAllister. And he was successful. Why? Because I put in the work. All my candidates win.
Wait.
No. Let me tell you. What I always tell you is what I do.
Mm-hmm.
When they're in the seat, put their feet to the fire. You have to be Jimmy Cricket. If they're not voting the way you want, if they're ignoring you because they forgot, number one, that you were part of the process to help put them in there.
Come on.
Guess what? You
Teach.
make a change. I'm telling you, they are not gatekeepers of whatever position they have, including the mayor.
Come on, Ms.
I'm not too sure why that didn't do well, but you have to get the people engaged. It's a grassroots. They use that word loosely, but when you talk to the real people and the voters, I'm telling you, you can be successful. So when a candidate becomes the successor and they ignore the people, it's the people's job to do their research, which I'm good at doing. It's the neighbors, the block clubs, everybody that's involved. When that person ignores you, then it's time for a change.
Well, Ms. Michelle Broughton, you are saying, just to recap, that Mr. Roy McAllister, who had ran consistently before on different platforms to try to get that office, you helped him get over the finish line the last time that he was able to run and win.
Yes.
You are a winner.
Yes.
Now, I got one of your winners. You want to talk more about that candidate and what does that candidate do is going to bring for District
2?
What is the candidate going to bring?
Well, I'm going to get off of her because I want to talk about another one.
Go ahead. Go right ahead.
She has 3 adult children that were in the Black Lives Matter in Detroit.
Okay.
She was down there supporting her children, and they were in order. And that can be checked because, everybody's on camera, Facebook, all of that. And the police department maced her daughters, manhandled her daughters, arrested her daughters. And when mother tried to defend this because it was wrong, but because it's a part of the group, and I guess the police were fearful of the group, they took the females instead of the males and manhandled them. So she tried to get help, tell a story, all of that. They put the girls in jail.
They put her daughters in jail?
They put her daughters in jail. And she went down to city council.
Doing a Black Lives Matter
March. You know, when they were having those protests?
Yes.
Okay. They were in the beginning before it got really crazy. So she went to council. She tried to go to the councilman and say, hey, it's an injustice. I need help. What do I need to do? Blah, blah, blah. She was ignored. She wasn't taken serious.
She went to the council person?
She went to Roy McAllister as a councilman.
Talk to me.
And when people ignore you, and when a mother is trying to find out about her children, and there's an injustice, it's time to take action. That's all I got to tell you. And for you mothers, you do understand what I'm talking about.
Well, this is time for Billy to just listen.
So my next candidate, my favorite candidate, is Mary Waters.
Mary Waters.
And you said, how?
Still waters run deep.
Okay, now that was a campaign I was very involved in. So let me tell you, the primary, I was there for her, and I worked it, and we won the primary. Oh, we did, because I'm a winner.
Oh, you're a winner. I'm just trying to keep the smile from being too chesky.
And then I tell her story. She used to be a state rep, right?
Right.
I'm a teacher, right?
Yes.
She was up there fighting for the students so that we could have the resources that we needed. We have other candidates up there, but they didn't vote our way. They're not trying to help bring resources to the kids in Detroit.
A question. Can you lead us into a commercial break in about 1 minute, continuing being able to come back?
Yes.
Okay,
So let me lead you this way. When you find somebody, I always tell you, do your research. You can always check what I'm telling you. That is the person you get behind and say, hey, this is who I want for this position, because her track record says she's for the people. She loves the people. She knows what we need. She's not afraid of us. She'll go anywhere. She talks to everybody. I saw so many people at the polls that said, she was in my neighborhood. She talked to me. She helped me. There are so many people. I don't even know if Mary Waters know how many people she helped. They love her because of her work.
Well, I tell you, we're going to take a commercial break, and you're going to come back and talk more about Councilperson Mary Waters. Because the waters run deep.
That's right.
And
in
we need
Detroit.
to know. We need to know behind the scenes, like what you're doing right now, because people don't know. They hear the folks that have been talking with the platforms, the people who've had the bullhorn,
And more money on
more money, et
billboards,
cetera.
commercials,
But
blah.
I wanted you to understand this young lady, Miss Michelle Broughton, is going to come back and talk to you more, because I want to let you know that Talk Beat Jones, that's what it's about. When she say fat check and all the other great things, you've heard the voice, now you're going to see the woman, now you're going to see the message. We'll be back after these commercial announcements on the Talk Beat Jones.
On the Talk Beat Jones show.
Talk to me, lady.
That's right.
All right.
Justice for Mario Willis. Truth. Facts. Evidence. Matter. Log into justiceformariowillis.com. Read for yourself.
We at Watkins Broadcasting care about the health and safety of our viewers and listeners. During this novel coronavirus pandemic, please protect yourself and others. Wash your hands well and often. Avoid touching your face. Cough and sneeze into your sleeve. Practice social distancing. Stay at least 6 feet away from others when in public, and only leave the house when it's essential. Stay safe. You are important to us.
You wouldn't have to go anywhere, because this is the Talk Beat Jones, and
All right. I'm Billy Jones,
And I'm Michelle Broughton.
and this is the Talk Beat Jones.
Jones show.
Come back, Miss Broughton, and talk to us more about Miss Mary Waters.
Yes. So the voters, the people, they are now paying attention. You really are paying attention. And so when you pay attention, you realize who has your best interest. And I'm telling you, I couldn't have paid anybody to tell me the stories they were telling me. They're like, oh, yeah, I know. I got Mary. I know her. I have her. Yeah, they have her. They have her. So when you do good work, your work speaks for you. We're out in the streets knocking the doors. I was knocking many doors. I called. I made many phone calls. And we had events that Mary actually sponsored. We did everything, and it is for the people. The information is, as somebody I know says, when you know better, you do better. And they do. The people appreciate it, and they came out, and we see the fruits of our labor. It was hard. And I also have to say, as a candidate, she did not hold anything back. She outwalked us. We were walking with her. I took 2 of my grandsons. She was so proud. They knew what to do. When a neighbor was out, they says, oh, the candidate's down the street. Just wait and you can talk to her. And so we were running around, getting the people out in the community to talk to Mary Waters, because that was part of our job, so that they could meet her at their homes, on their blocks, on their neighborhoods. And I told her, my people are trained, because my grandchildren, the next president, the next mayor, the next governor, they're going to do their civic duty. And it starts now. You don't wait till they become 18, 21, because now they're off doing their own thing. But when you train them going up, they know what to do. They know their civic duty. They participate in it. They pay attention, and they watch what people do. So my prayer is that as we mentor all the young people, that they don't fall into these traps. And I have to talk about the bad side. When you're in office, sometimes you probably shouldn't stay too long, because I still don't understand how people end up going to jail. You're a public official. You represent us, college educated, most of them, and you still do the wrong thing thinking you're not going to get caught. You can't play the games other people play.
And
you can't.
I mean, just a quickie, and I want you to come back, but it hurt my heart. It hurt my heart because when we talk about belief and when we talk about trust, and we look at saying, well, what is the moral character of this person? Can we believe that they're going to do what they say? Can we trust them to be able to resist temptation? And what broke my heart, Miss Michelle Broughton, is the fact that when I was able to be here and meet that particular person's children, and see the pride that those children have in that person. And my first thought was, what about the children? That you may be taking the money to try to do greater things for them, put them into a better school, you may think, or try to prepare them for a better education. What are the children, what are they going to think now about when the children say, your father is, when you've been able to brag, my father is this and my father is that, now they become that person that is bullied because they have something on your family. That's horrible. I'm through. Take it, please.
That's unfortunate. And the children, to bear the sins of the father is really hard. It's like when, because I'm an educator, and the kids find out, oh, your mama went to jail, your daddy went to jail. The kid that they are bullying can't defend themselves. And it's not their fault what the parent did. And it's so unfair because everybody is their own person. And it's just a hard thing to go through.
Now, Ms. Broughton, within the time we have left, you need to go through, you've got your candidates handled. Have you? If you want to talk more about your candidates, because you are the power broker.
Yeah, well, there's one other one. Somebody else that put in the work, and it was over 10 years that I know of, but they're reporting is 14 years, and that is Letitia Johnson. And she was also a reporter. So when she and Elric are running against each other, they're kind of like what you might want to call evenly yoked because of work experience, but not because I work in that area. Okay. I know the work she's done. She's done a lot of work. She's come up to the school. She's mentored the daughters, the kids. She's helped out the young men all on her own time. She did this because she loves the area that she serves, and she believes in the young people. And if you teach them or show them, or if you respect them enough, give them the love that they need that they don't normally get, then you might get a change in there. So the kid said, where does ML Elric live? Because I haven't seen him at the house. He don't live in our neighborhood. What is he talking about?
Now, I was one of those that said, oh boy, Elrich is going to win. In my mind, I didn't say it loud because once he started utilizing all of his friends in the media, didn't know. I'd say I had no understanding about your candidate.
Okay.
So I'm thinking, typical. Okay, he got this money because he said he's using all of his money, his name recognition, all the things he's done, and people just gonna go to Elrich.
But you see, with all of the mayhem going over there, the people paid attention.
Okay.
And they did their homework, and they supported the candidate that they know will support them. The one that lives in their neighborhood, the one that respects the neighborhood, the one that knows the culture. Not afraid to talk to us, not afraid to be with us, not afraid to help us out, whether out or discreetly, doing the work all the time, not getting paid for it, volunteering for it. They say, we know what she does. She lives in our neighborhood. She's accessible. She's accessible. So somebody coming in that's not a part of the neighborhood, that's not a part of the culture over there, no. No. So again, knocking on doors, doing the work, and the grassroots spoke. They spoke. They said, no, you can't come over here. No, we're not doing that.
So the fact that you were able to connect with the neighbors, with the folks in the community, your candidates were able to connect.
Yes.
And be trusted.
And
we feel we have a stronger city council behind those candidates now.
Yes, because they didn't start the work today. They didn't quit their job and say, oh, I want to run for city council. They have been in the trenches for years.
Okay.
You can't just wake up and say, oh, I want to do this, and you haven't done anything for the people. You haven't heard their stories. You haven't tried to feed a hungry family or clothe a child that doesn't have a coat or put shoes on a kid that's walking in his feet and socks.
This is truly the year, the time, the age of the woman.
Yes.
I mean, I'm going to say it.
Yes.
I mean, yes. And while we're doing this real quickly, and you can come back, and I'm off schedule right now with what I had to say. In terms of the Michigan State game, family, do you know what happened? The black coach.
Never vote against black coach.
The black coach
the black running back.
Jim Harbaugh. How did he out-coach them? Because Jim took his brother, defensive person, made him his defensive coordinator, but he didn't understand the college game. And during that bye week, Michigan State University studied and understood one thing. Michigan is a great team, but they have to substitute on certain defensive scenarios. if we don't let them substitute, then we can beat the guys and beat them down, because as the head coach of Michigan State University said, body blows, body blows, body blows, body blows, and we're in better shape. We're tougher than them. We're going to beat them up. And exactly what they did, it kept those guys on the field. And man, they were tired. They were out coached.
Definitely.
Great team. They'll beat other college teams, but they were just out coached. And my scalp goes off to Michigan State University and the head coach. He has turned that team around like that.
Yes.
But please
yes.
go back to your thing, because
they need to give him the credit, because the newspapers are horrible.
Well, Winfrey won, Duggan won, some of these other folks winning in the council races, but they didn't have you. Or is there anyone else that you had an association with that we don't know about?
No. No. Well, you had two people that didn't even have a challenger. So that concerns me.
Okay.
You should always have somebody that can run as well. And you don't give anyone a pass. You have to make the elected people work for the people.
Well, Benson may not be there the whole 4 years.
And that's a shame.
So if he's not there for the whole 4 years, will the mayor or the city council folks be able to replace him?
He will be replaced, and I'm not really sure how the process goes, because it's controlled by the city charter. So I'll have to bring that in, and I can read it to us.
Okay. Okay. Now, are there any other folks that have joined the city council that we can feel good about, that you think of offhand? And while you're doing, I want to say to Sam Riddle and Mr. Minister Malik Shabazz that when we talk about people forming a coalition and working for a single purpose, I want to take my skin off to Mr. Sam Riddle and Minister Malik Shabazz.
Yes.
For their work.
Hard work.
Hard work.
They work really hard.
And
in the community, everything.
So, that's the process we talk about, moving across borders and working together.
Yes.
And putting whatever differences of other things aside and deciding this is what's important, and they work their
magic.
I wish I could cuss on air.
Nope, can't do that.
Can't do it, okay.
Guess what? Because you know more words than those words. It's just colorful language, and we're not going to speak that language
today. If you want to know how tough I am, meet me outside to talk, not to do anything else, but just to talk. Now, what are you going to do in terms of, as we look in terms of the process of candidates? Should candidates start now? Because when you asked about the mayor situation, the complaint that I heard about Anthony Adams was that he was a fine candidate, a very experienced political person, but he didn't start his campaign early enough. Now, I'm watching CNN, and I'm watching and seeing a commercial for Anthony Adams. And I'm saying, okay, but they keep saying he should have started earlier. And that's what you're saying to the people now. We just put out a little call to the folks and say,
right.
Well, this person upset McCullough. What's his name? Roy McCullough?
Roy McAllister.
Oh, it's quick to get the names mixed up when they're gone.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this. I do not believe that Mr. Roy McAllister is going to fade into the sunset.
No.
He's shown that he is a person that's committed to the community. He may not have answered all the questions and did the things that the people
wanted. He's a community person because he goes to all of the meetings, block clubs, neighborhoods, wherever he's needed, he's always there. He hasn't missed a meeting.
I still have deep respect for Mr. Roy
Yes,
McAllister.
I do too as well. I do too as well. Yes.
So what about any of these other... Janice Winfrey, everybody was complaining at one point, and then in the end, I heard a coalition of folks get together and cross over for her as well.
Well, the only thing with Janice Winfrey as an educator is I need her to, they have a budget. And I have to bring that in.
Well,
and I need her to use her budget
I'll keep my mouth
to
shut.
come and educate the young people. Because when they see their elected official, their city clerk, explain to them the importance of becoming a citizen and voting and why they should register to vote, has more weight than me telling the class that.
Okay.
You know, she needs to do more of that. And she also needs to tell them that her job, and what else her job includes, like she's the secretary for council. Oh yeah. So if you want to get the agenda, the minutes, you go through the clerk and you can get the minutes of the meetings that they've had in the past. You know, and you'll see her every now and then sitting there taking notes. So her job is detailed, but we don't see her do a lot. And the other complaint was from seniors. She waits until now and try to educate you. Well, this is what's going on, or these are just proposals, when she doesn't do it maybe 6 months out, get ready to vote. These are the possible candidates, blah, blah, blah. She doesn't do it in a timely fashion where your average person might need a little more time. She doesn't excite the people about voting, and that is a part of her job, to excite you to come and vote.
Well, with all of the complaints that goes out concerning the clerk, Janice Winfrey, how is it that she has, what is this, the fourth time or the fifth time that she has won? I mean, there's really...
Well, she has a base, you know, and people believe in her, and she has a big church base.
Okay.
Okay. So, and they have friends, and you know, if pastor tell you, hey, that's who you support, you do what the pastor tells you.
I'm going to give you a quick history. The clerk that Janice Winfrey replaced, do you remember her?
I do. Jackie Curry.
Jackie
I
Curry.
worked for her too.
Okay, and they said she was going to be, I know Mr. Easton said that Tatum Easton said she was going to be the clerk for life. She had the power until something happened. But I brought this up to say, when that happened, Janice Winfrey and a lady named Joyce Moore
Yes.
were the candidates also.
Yes.
Janice Winfrey was a person that came to TV 33 on a constant basis,
See?
was interviewed by Richard Harris on a constant basis, which is
Yes.
how she got to be the clerk, because she had the second most notoriety through what? TV 33.
That's right.
So I'm just saying.
Right.
But then
they need to come here.
But what happens is that we have the person who is head of the 36th District Court.
Mm-hmm.
You know who that is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Guess who had the show on TV 33?
He did.
He did. And guess who was his person on the show with him? His person named Bert Johnson on TV 33.
Yes.
Okay? So we can go through and give you the list of the folks who are connected, who have gone on politically, but while they were doing a lower level of politics, they were on the show here at TV 33 over on Woodward.
Correct.
Okay? So should we continue telling you about the power that folks derived from this station? And of course, now you got folks who got a bigger pop gun, and people say, oh, I need to spend my money, I need to be there. Go ahead. Not a problem. Not a problem. But stay with your base. Your base is with these families. We got people calling,
right.
talking, etc. But this is our base. This is your base.
Yep. Never
You know.
forget your base, and never forget where you come from.
Yeah,
and
you know.
that's your support.
And so that's what we're saying, family, is that this young lady right here, you know, you say, well, did she say she's a mother? Did she say she's a grandmother? How can she be? Because she is intelligent. She is smart. And you can see that her family had groomed her for life, serving, helping folk. Is that what
That's
come
what
from?
we do. Yes.
That's what you do.
That's what we do.
So now, with that energy, because like you work yourself to the bone. I mean, it's like, for instance, today, if I ask you, how many projects do you have going on today?
A lot. A lot. Yes.
Yes. And family, because of that, we're going to work on taking greater care, making an interest in your health care.
Yes.
In your health care, because being a person that is constantly going from this hot fire to that hot fire to this one, helping and serving, got this senior that you got to deal with, help. You got that mother who has a situation. You got that father you got people in the politics. You got your school teaching. You got the children, etc., and all of the particulars.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she's doing. All of these things. Her health is her thing too. And so guess what? I've got to be that birdie to say, hey, Michelle.
Slow down.
No. Got to slow down. Got to focus on you.
Yeah.
And so if you're not going to focus on you, guess who's going to have to focus on you? Billy will help focus on you. And I'm talking about you, family, because my focus will be on Michelle as well. And guess what? On Billy as well. We have to get our health together to run this race, to deal with this war.
Yes.
And that's what we're coming to you from. That's what we're going to come for you. I got some stuff for you. Got some stuff for you.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
So family, today we've been working, showing you've been listening to this young lady talk over the telephone, etc. So we want to give you a little taste of what you got coming on the Talk Beat Jones, because you see the name Billy Jones, but you see that Talk Beat Jones?
We're
is
Talk Beat Jones.
Talk Beat Jones. That's what it's about.
Yes.
And so I want you to tell your friends, tune in on a Wednesday, 10 a.m. live. You'll be able to call. You'll be able to talk. You'll be able to express yourself. And you have woman power, sister power. And when we say sister, when they say sister power, help me understand that, please.
Well, for me, it's the sisterhood. Whether you are in a sorority or just on the block and all the women get together to support each other, that's sisterhood.
Come on now.
That's sisterhood. Nobody is an island to themselves. And so I help people because one day, most days, I need help as well.
Okay.
So if I help you and we have a community of us trying to stay healthy, trying to stay safe, that's sisterhood. You know, the men do what they do. That's brotherhood. And they have to be strong, also help keep us safe, keep the boy children safe. We keep the girl children safe. But we need to come together and put everything aside because we do need each other, whether you think you do or not. And I know I need my community to be strong and to be aware and to be respectful because you never know. We're not here forever. So family, stay safe. It was nice talking to you. I hope I gave you some good information, some background, and stay alert.
Again, I want you to do the final closeout because I'm just so happy to have you here, and I just can't give the family enough of you. I just want them to see this is what it's about, family. It's about further development. It's about exploring the heavens to be great. It's showing that we can work together. We can empower ourselves to work together. And so woman power, lady power, sister power, brotherhood, we're here. But we have to have and respect. Oh, is that Mr. HT? Oop, I'm sorry. But
so I appreciate everybody. Thank you, family, for tuning in. Tell everybody, and we'll see you next week.
Okie dokie. We're going to do it just like that. And I just want to let folks know that the telephones will be live. We will start taking your calls again on when we see you again. But today, I wanted you to see what is truly the Talk Beat Jones. This is the way it operates. Now we'll bring you into Talk Beat Jones. Every Wednesday, 10 a.m. live, rebroadcast on a Sunday from 8 to 9. We love you. We respect you. We appreciate you. Michelle Broughton, you have the last word.
Be safe, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you, family. And again, you're seeing truly what is the Talk Beat Jones. Have a wonderful, great life, great day, and continue working to be together. And to all of the winners for the City Council, we respect you, and we'll be watching you. And to the mayor, congratulations. I'm sure you're going to do a wonderful job because people will be watching and getting prepared for the next 4 years. Have a wonderful day. Respect and share and like this program. Bye now.
You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones, and I